No, he died. In my throat before anybody comes on here. Get me a fresh cup of tea, ready to stream, waiting for anybody to join in. And seen they had a marathon or something yesterday. the Alcoholics Anonymous channel. This isn't it. What do I got on my shoulder here? Looks like I know what it is. It's taffy. You open up a little package and little chunks of taffy. It's blue. It's blue taffy. How you doing, Maria? Hey, Chris. Just hanging out here. I waited till I had 2 empty propane tanks to go in and get them filled, and I got to fill up the bottle of water, and I stopped at Dollar Tree and got some paper towels and some batteries and head back home. So been feeding myself at home and avoiding the public contact. I don't need it with my sinuses doing what they're doing. In fact, I was having a headache a while ago. It's kind of clearing up, but I've been waiting for my tea to clear up so I can take a Tylenol. Oh, I got enough toilet paper to keep my ass clean till next year. That's not a lot. That's like 25 rolls. It's five. I had a package and I got 5 package. $5 at the store. That's enough for me. I'm not. As guys, we only use it on one end. Toilet issue? No, but there's a toilet issue. The black tank hasn't thawed out yet. It's still frozen. And Jack saying, "Let me out. Let me out." I sat here. I was sleeping. Now you're streaming. I want you to stop what you're doing and pay attention to the dog and let the dog out. Right? Is that right, Jack? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's gonna be gonna take more than a little virus thing going around kill me. And I've one of my daily prescriptions is quinine, the cure for it, and doctors are taking that to avoid getting it. Tea's still too hot to swallow more than a sip. Let me see. Hey, Jason, let's let Jack out. I got this thing wedged in here good now. Got a it's kind of a selfie stick. Use a piece of heavy gauge aluminum wire so it's flexible, so I can stick it in a little hole in the table that it sits in. Let's go outside a minute. It's windy out here. See the things going up there. And see, it's kind of snowing or raining up there by the sand dunes. There's snow up there, but down here it's rain temperature. And decent day. I'm working on gonna make this my little dirt track for my RC car here. And I got the see, this that's an elephant. That's my petrified redwood. That's the crystal skull. This rock has a bunch of formation on it. And this little head here, see the This is her hair. This is her head. But yeah, her neck broke. But yeah, that's and I think her nose is broken off. But you can tell what was in the rock formation. But there's a lot of that. That was just, in the scree falling off. Yeah, I had tires sitting on there, and you see that's taped down because wind gets under there and it tries to tear my roof off. The toolbox on here. I had my tow bar taken off from when I went to surgery. I took the tow bar off. And this I used for getting my generator in and out of the RV. Here he comes. He's absolutely crazy. Are we isolated, Jack? Huh? Are you? He's gonna dig a hole. I had too hot. I gotta dig a hole and cool off. Immediately. He's down in the cool dirt. Now you want to lay in it. Yeah. Hey, Jack, maybe I get you to help me get a garden going, huh? Wasn't just right. You got lumps in it? No wonder. You're crazy, Jack. Yeah. Oh. I said, I gotta wash my car. Winter's over pretty much. There's a little snow in the forecast. There he goes. And dig a hole over there now. Okay. It's probably windy and noisy. So now I'll talk about the what I call this, smoke and mirrors in the shadows. There's more over that way. Yeah, I said I've been sitting here making art. Go through, I got like 60,000 pictures of this stuff, and I go through it, and I'm still going back through it like the fourth or fifth time I've gone through my pictures, and I'm still finding new stuff. I'm going through May of 2018. Yeah, great place to watch. Just sit here and, and once everybody dies, I can go in and, take anything I want in town, find the nicest house. If everybody's dead, I'm the last man on freaking earth. No. And I'm sure Forrest is not inviting anybody over at this time. And anybody trying to go see him at this time, think you're not being rational. And my sinuses, I got to do my sinus rinse. I keep doing that, and after I do that sinus rinse, if you don't go and hang your head upside down and tilt it this way and tilt it that way and all that, suddenly you're sitting there and you do something, you move your head or look down, and all of a sudden, a gush of water comes out your nose. But and probably the water getting trapped in there might have contributed to the headache. So after I rinse it, I tilt my head this way and that way and trying to get all the water drain out. And so I didn't just wash my hands when I came home. I rinsed my nose. I have to work every day. People are the problem. Yeah. You work on today, Jason? It's a Sunday. I figured I'd come on a little bit earlier and try and beat the others to the airwaves. You know, it's a little bit obsessive compulsive disorder, anal retentive obsessive compulsive disorder, to think that you got to do a YouTube video every day about Forrest Fenn. You know, a lot of these people that have trying to take over, monopolize, and capitalize the Forrest Fenn part of YouTube, that think that they got to be on every night to keep other people from being heard and everything. And they won't allow the other voice. You know, they we allow everybody and all the bullshit. House husband, I went on there. First thing they tried, don't talk about your ideas. Don't talk about your idea. We don't want to hear about your ideas, what Gorman's ideas. What the fuck? Why do you invite people to come in if you don't want to listen to what they have to say? And then when you start telling them something, it's like going to my doctor. I'm trying to explain something to her or tell her, and she's running over me and not listening, and knows exactly. You know, I didn't even get to tell her about my trigger finger. This thing, this middle finger locks. You know, it won't lock right now, but it will when it wants to. You know what I mean? And then it snaps back. But I couldn't even tell her, because anytime I tried to say anything, she shut me down. And right now I'm getting some of the appointments that I've been asking for finally coming through and stuff. And so I'm going to let that, you know, but I'm going to, at the end of this search season, I don't think I hang around here this winter. I'm going to go where it's warmer for the winter, this next winter. And I get my VA healthcare somewhere else. I say the dude that got fired from his job for being a station got kicked off the imagination channel for being a drunk. Yeah. Yeah, that Tabby the salesman. Yeah, Tabby. And you know, I think we're all supposed to get a $1,200 check from the government. And so I was thinking, solar panels, some lithium batteries, something like that. You know, that's what I'm thinking when how can I have more electricity here? You know, or I was thinking one of them little sheds. I think you get one of them little one room little building that they tow out on a trailer and drop off. I think you get one of them for about $1,200. Tabby wants to lose Jack. Yeah. Yeah. Treasure wise, they keep talking about the where warm waters halt in the home of Brown, and 90% of them think that the home of Brown is where it's at because of what Forrest Fenn said to that NBC or what? Good Morning, that guy that was hounding him. Who's Brown? I want to know who Brown is. And I told you that, you go straight to it. He was pulling the guy's leg, and people don't understand that. Oh no, he was absolutely serious that it's right there to Homer Brown. If you knew the Homer Brown is 3,500 acres, good luck. of high class private property, high security. You don't go there without permission to be there. You can't. It's not a national park or nothing like that. And the guys in the snowmobile up in Dinosaur is the same as the national park. It ain't gonna be at Dinosaur. That's run by the National Park Service. It's the same rules as Yellowstone. It's a national monument, yeah, but the rules are the same because you're dealing with that same agency. The Forest Service is a different agency. Oh yeah, they are walking in circles. They're between where Warm Waters Halt and the Homer Brown. They forgot all about No Place for the Meek and the Blaze and Tired and Weak. All these other places that they hadn't gone to. They never made it up No Paddle Creek. They're stuck. The Homer Brown is down here, and it's no paddle up your creek. And it's as above, so below. It's all encompassing, east and west, and north and south, and all the magic of the world ties into the treasure. He's got quantum physics in that poem. and the thing is, once you see these rock carvings and stuff, and you start to marvel gaze enough, and it's like getting a message from Atlantis. It's like open a letter that's been lost in the mail for 13,000 years, and making that it's a metaphysical, supernatural, telepathic connection with the ancient past, and it's awesome. That's what the thrill of the chase is, finding that thing that just goes, oh my God, what did I just find? It's making that big discovery. The answer to where the treasure is right on the cover. It's the thrill of the chase. That's why he said it took him so long to come up with the thrill of the chase. And the my dang RC car fell over. That thrill of the chase and Blaise Pascal, it's about the quarry and the chase, and I hate looking things up. It's just they do not know it is the chase. It's the thrill of the chase that you're seeking, and not the quarry of the treasure. And the guy named Blaise said that, Blaise Pascal. So, the title here came from that quote from Blaise Pascal, and Forrest has tied in a lot of other quotes and stuff, including like the one that two can keep a secret if one of them's dead. That's originally Benjamin Franklin said that. But he wrote three may keep a secret if two of them are dead. Ain't not important. Yeah, I'm not getting the 40, 50 people watching like I was. Because those other channels have stolen my audience and again, I can't get anywhere listening to them. You see, I was listening. I was kind of paying attention, but they never have anything, never have anything important and stuff, or pertinent to the chase. It's always rehashing the same over and over. Homer Brown and where Warm Waters Hall, and Yellowstone, 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 and this is the only search area Forrest never was asked to shut down or shut down. Nobody ever asked him to shut down southern Colorado. Why does what matter? Why does what matter? That they keep repeating the same thing. You have to clue me in, because by the time your message comes up, I'm half a minute past whatever I said that triggered your question. Everybody's greedy is the thing. They're looking for the treasure. They're not looking for the thrill of the chase. It's the thrill of the chase. You're not going to find the treasure out there. The treasure is the prize. It's the quarry. After you've found the thrill of the chase, making, like it says in the dust jacket, I'll open it, I'll read it just so it. All that's needed are the clues, some resolve, a little imagination, and maybe a six-pack to help celebrate the thrill of a breathtaking discovery. And right now, they call like Göbekli Tepe a great. This is older than that, and it shows that people were here doing stuff long before any of that ancient stuff in Europe. So did humanity come from here and go over there? Just flip the whole pancake, man. And no archaeologist, nobody in any university is gonna listen to any of it, because of their ignorance, because they've been taught differently and they refuse to see things any other way. Forrest, I'm sure he probably went and had the archaeologists at the Rio Grande National Forest archaeologist. She told me one guy said that all of the rocks had stuff. Most all of them do. Most of them do. Most all of the rock formations do. And somebody had posted one with it looked like an aerial photo looking down on a mountain, top of a mountain ridge and stuff, but it was the shape of a woman laying there, and it's like someone's, those photos. It might not be Photoshop. That's how they were landscape architects. Forrest said he felt like an architect writing the poem. What about the last sentence? Stay at home. Okay, now let me go. I have to open that, huh? I gotta sneeze. Since I had the sinus surgery, I can't close my mouth and sneeze through my nose. All the pressure has to come out. I can't back it up and blast my sinuses. That could be bloody. Because it looks good out here, but up inside my nose, it's a mess. I get the mirror and I get the flashlight up in there. Oh yeah. You know what kills coronavirus? Huh? D. UV light. UV light. Coronavirus don't like UV light. We do that at night. So, was it on 250? Santa Fe. There has to be a newer scrapbook, right? 250. What is it? 251? I thought there was one about the virus. Last week, Shiloh and one of his friends made a moonlight climb to 11,000 feet on the local mountain and skied down. They froze, and Shiloh's dog said he didn't want to do that anymore. For those who solve in the north, whose solve is in the north, please know that West Yellowstone is expecting slight snow tonight, 24 degrees. That's bird time for polar bears. Let's think about June 1st for boots on the ground. Yeah, really. I've been in New Mexico by Tres Piedras in the national forest there. You can boondock, free camping, and I was there at middle of May 14th or something, and it snowed. We had there was 4 or 5 inches of snow. It's more snow than I ever get right here. The thing with right where I'm at right here, I'm right in the middle of the valley, and the snow is attracted to the mountains and very little in the middle of the valley. Where are you on that? Where are you? Where was I? Who was what? Who on what? With all that's going on in this country, wisdom told me not to venture outside except to get some more firewood and teach Willie what stay means. He may be a little retarded in that area. Willie, tell Willie what stay means. There's Willie the dog, and there's Willie the mammoth. Where's my Willie mammoth? I don't know where Willie mammoth is right now. There he is over there. He's underneath my drone. So, and that's March 23rd. So did he have one after that? I thought there was more. 49. It's 49, the virus one. The long green. So it's time to take another stroll around the yard. He's got 100 blazes in his yard. Yeah, it says stay at home. So this one was the. Is there a date? No date on it. Yeah, put dates on the scrapbooks, Dale. Is Forrest using an apple or a? I hope he's not using an apple. He might have a little easier time with computers if he didn't use an apple. I want to see what kind of computer he has there. Let me see. See what that logo is on the back of it. I'll put it in my program where I can blow it up. Man alone at home. Oh yeah, that's the other them guys up there in Dinosaur. The guy died on the snowmobile. That's Man Alone's solve up there. Yeah, how's Man Alone gonna? What do you think of that, Man Alone? That's a national park, basically. They're you can't. You know, it's the same rules as the national park up there at Dinosaur. Good tea. And I know with my sinuses done, I got like an echo chamber in there. I can do them Tibetan monk chant things and get that humming going in there. Okay. Okay. Layers, merge them all. Let's see what kind of computer that is. It looks like, yeah, it's not an Apple. It's a Dell or something. He's safe. I bet, I'll bet you anything that Shiloh helps Forrest buy his computers. Yeah, it's one of them ones with the circle and the logo going through it for the name. It's not an Apple. So what else? Back up. Scrapbook. Yeah, Willie, stay home. Willie, don't go. 48 scrapbooks. That's all of them, huh? I thought there was another one about the virus. So Shiloh went out and communicated with the wilderness. All that's going on, wisdom told me not to venture outside except to go get more firewood and teach Willie what stay means. What are you reading? No, the scrapbook 250. 250. So he got that dog after Willie Mammoth. After Willie Mammoth came around, and then he got that poodle, and he's a woolly Willie. He's a woolly Willie Mammoth now. So is the dog effigy, or what do they call it? An icon of me. Yeah. I didn't name Jack. Jack was already named when I got him. He already had a name. Because my son named him. I call him Jack Sparrow sometimes, or Jack. I don't know what happened to Jack. I ain't seen Jack. Then he ran into trouble with them other channel. He's probably changed his name. Jay, there's S on top of Forrest Computers in the picture. Yeah, like yeah, Scion or something. That's it's a custom computer. Uh, he had a custom made, apparently. Those are usually that's usually a custom computer brand. My computer was I had it special ordered with the when I bought it in 2013, and it had the 500 gigabyte solid state hard drive, and it's got a 3.9 gigahertz processor. Where the days are longer, the nights are stronger. My girl had an name too, bet you could guess it. What? Ventura Highway in the sunshine. Yeah, I am in the sunshine. You can see the sun coming. You see my windows on my glasses. So I got windows from there all the way around to here. So Mount Blanca is right behind, but if I turned the RV to face Mount Blanca, then it'd be really cold. None of the sunshine would come in the windows. I've got it so the sun goes all the way from over this window, and it comes all the way and sets over in the summer. It'll set in it'll be north of that window. But it also keeps that huge vinyl I have on the 4 foot by 3 foot vinyl print that I have on the back of the RV. Keeps that out of the sun. So what are other new things? What's the latest thing here on Dale's page? And I think I can take these now. One's a regular Tylenol, the other one's the super Tylenol from my sinus surgery. Cool off enough to swallow. Thrill of the Chase, what's going on? Latest post. Yeah. Oh, 251. Yeah, I knew there was a new one. Why wasn't it listed on the scrapbook page? Stay at home. Because of the virus, it's time to rethink the search. In these dire times, every logic and street sense says stay at home. Mayors and governors have mandated it, and so has the president. Much of the search areas in all 4 states are closed because so many searchers are out of jobs. They want to head out to their car and look for the treasure. I'm getting many emails each day that tell me that please don't do it. Hopefully by summer things will be different. Let's stay at home and wait this out. It's easy. It's really easy to be sorry, and it lasts a long time. So yeah, there are people that are heading out of state, and like there are people that I saw a report in Rhode Island. They got people trying to escape New York and all the virus around New York City and stuff, and head over to their summer vacation home in Rhode Island. And the cops are coming around. If you have a residence in New York, they're kicking you out of Rhode Island. So you might come out here to your search area, and that state might have you come from a high rate of this virus area. You can't come here. You need to go back home and don't bring your virus from New York to Colorado, basically, you know, or stuff like that. Uh, and even if you're driving through Rhode Island with a New York plate, they're going to stop you and ask what you're doing there, and ask you to go home. So, and another thing, people, I see people like I went. I've mentioned this. I think I went to Taco Bell, and you can go in and get an order to go. You know, they got the dining area roped off, but I go in there. There's nobody in there, and I make my order. I'm standing back waiting for my order, and and his family, like 6 people, family come in, and the kids are swinging on the handrails, and let's get all the germs on our we can. You know, parents don't control they didn't say nothing. I'm like, Jesus. Well, that's that puts me at an even lower risk, because these are the people that are going to get the virus. These people that let their kids go in there and put their hands on everything, you know. um, I said there was when I was at Tractor Supply, they had a sign. It said, "Don't let anything go to waste. Lick the bowl." And it reminded me of them people licking toilet bowls because of the virus. Yeah, but I think it was about licking the ice cream bowl or something that had sweets in it, or cereal maybe. I like these rocks. It's like, I don't know if that pottery, what kind of, but and on the back it's kind of cracked, and like this was part of some kind of pottery or something. I don't know. It might have been. My nose, I can't go. I can touch my nose because it's still where they cut out that cartilage in there. And so no message, no nothing about Willie. Said stay home, Willie. With my monkey on my back. Nobody talking? Oh, there. Another month. Dale is slacking. I read New Mexico is getting to be puppet. Yeah, New Mexico, Albuquerque getting a lot of cases all of a sudden, you know? And really this San Luis Valley here, there's 4 cases in this whole valley. I mean, it's as big as one of the Great Lakes, you know. It's all almost the size is it's bigger than some states. Keep watching TV, Bill. Keep watching TV, huh? What TV do I watch? What TV do I watch, Darren? There's no TV here. I got internet, is it? No TV. No TV channels. It's due to others. Twists of words to fit their personal preferences. The last time I went to Santa Fe, my phone picked up on it. I get Santa Fe and New Mexico. Yeah, mine. If I local, it thinks I'm in Denver, and that's 250 miles away. So my phone doesn't know where the hell I am. I went online and filled out my census. even though I didn't receive a thing, I could say, hey, I live here. You know, nobody's going to report me living anywhere else. I got rabbit ears. Yeah. Oh, I got to plug in my C-type. Or I'll lose my battery here. Here in Columbus, my grandfathers lived near Columbus, and my aunts, my grandfather's sisters lived in Columbus. Went and visited them. I remember that when I was a kid, and that's when we were taught what lesbians were. In my time, it was. Yeah, it's the wind's calming down. It's only 6-mile-an-hour wind right now, but it's been 16 in the last hour. And the wind's supposed to calm down. It's been windy for the last week. I got to go to a doctor appointment that's close to some of my ruins, a place I want to go fly the drone. And so I have a doctor appointment tomorrow morning for a neurologist. And so I might go fly the drone after that. I had people unfriended me on Facebook that I don't know why. What you know? Yeah, it's usually the people that sometimes they're you're not able to use you, so they dump you. So you know, they only like you if you're a customer. If you're not their customer, then they don't like you anymore. But I'm a good customer. I know where to shop and find good prices. Who's that? I don't know who just sent me a message on there. Find out. Oh. I get all kind. I can't believe the number of people sending me coronavirus precaution things and all that in messages. Like I need to know that a lot of people know this stuff already. You're telling people, and it's like they know most of this already. Hundreds of people, you know, you don't have to. You're not the news, you know. Never did care. Take a seat there. Fun town. Yeah. Yeah, I have a story off the newspaper about my great grandfather and great great grandfather both worked in a glass mine. I think it's was it Guernsey, Ohio. I think it's between Columbus and Weirton, and that's where my great grandfather and great great grandfather both lived and died. Well, one came from England, from London. Chasing the illusion, the thrill of the chase. It's what the answer. The thrill of the chase. It's the they do not know it is the chase and not the quarry which they seek. Yeah, that's where, and there's a glass mine there, and so they had one accident, and my great great grandfather was injured in a collapse in the mine, and he died from his injuries like 8 years later or something. But my great grandfather, his son, he well, my great great grandfather was in, after he had his accident, then there was another accident that killed my great grandfather, and he was married to a Kennedy. um, and yeah, it's neat to hear stories about your ancestors that you didn't know, but your parents know. You know, your one of your parents knew them, or your great grandparents knew. Here's I heard stories about my great great grandfather from my great grandfather. And my great great grandfather died probably 20 years before I was even born. You were a stoner, you skipped lunch. Yeah, I went to Irvington High School. They called it Irving Stone. And it had a park across the street, Irvington Park, and it was Irving Stone Park. And that place, you look on Google Earth, and it's like they've changed it over and over again since I was there. Yeah. I was on a swim team, but I wasn't, just like the chase here. I'm not welcome on these popular channels, on their conversations or panels. I'm never welcome there. And same thing in high school. I was on the swim team, and I'd get second, but I'd get first place. I had a league record for a week, but I was never part of the group. I don't know what their thing was, maybe because I was pigeon toed or what. That was probably it. Who knows? I was picked on a lot when I was a kid, and had to get a lot of double blazes. and kind of annoyed with the promises of, oh, we're going to come film you for some documentary or whatever, and nobody ever shows up. It's all a bunch of fake, empty promises. Yeah, well, Forrest Fenn doesn't make sense to them either. And they figured that out. His memories are his treasures, hinting of treasures old and new. His memories are old treasures that are on the canyon walls. And you put in, they start at the Homer Brown. You start seeing these things on the canyon walls around the Homer Brown. And you see them all the way over that, and while the Homer Brown is where the gypsies are, and the stout-hearted men are on the other side of the mountain. Sometimes you got to go to school, go to 50 miles of schooling on canyon walls. How's that? To find that old school. Look at the canyon walls for 50 miles. You might learn something. They don't believe that the stories are on a canyon. Like they don't believe that I found Atlantis. Plato talks about this valley, Plato said that Atlantis had a large rectangular valley surrounded by high mountains covered with crystals. That's the San Luis Valley. On Ancient Aliens, they call it the Valley of Portals. The aliens come out of the rocks and stuff. In the Hopi said people lived underground and they came out. The white man, the brown man, and the black all came out of the earth here. You know, it's the birthplace of civilization. The stuff I found carved on them rocks took thousands of years to do. Oh, check this out. See what's going on. 16 people. Seems there should be some more than 16. Nope. Joey Nelson's got a new video. And somebody, Hush Whisper, says they have the complete solution to the thrill of the chase. Put up an hour ago. The Weewa Trail, Prep 1 hike. Oh, it's a Wisconsin trail. So he's not looking for the treasure. This was his channel list. Forrest Fenn Treasure, Forrest Fenn Marathon. Oh, screw that. 1 hour of it on there. Santa Fe chapters. I know all about the D's. You know the D's? There's no capital D's in the poem. No uppercase D's in the poem. There's 25 lowercase D's in the poem. And if you want to make a map, you do play follow the dot, follow the D's. Dots start with D. So D apostrophe OTS. Follow the dots. Follow the D's. It draws a map. And gold is inside the map up in the corner there. Now, why is gold in the corner? Because you're thinking of pool tables again. He's playing pool. He's a pool shark. So you find the canyon that looks like that drawing. But then you could take that canyon drawing that comes out when you draw it on the poem, and you know, are you looking up the canyon or down the canyon? I think we're looking down the canyon, and down the canyon. Then it puts it, if you're looking up the canyon, it puts it on the other side, just opposite. Forrest is a husband. Yeah, he wanted somebody to see his stories on the canyon walls. If you found the blaze, look down at your feet. Terry Scant, get the fuck out of there. You're done. You did it. You know? But then if you're braving in the wood and you found that the word wood has another D in it. I found the Buffalo Cowboys car in the D of the word wood that was cut out of the forest, right in the middle of the meadow. I have a video up that's finding the Buffalo Cowboy car, or finding Forrest Fenn's Buffalo Cowboy car, or something like that, in the wood. And I was actually standing in the hole in the middle of the small D, the round grove of trees. I was in that round grove of trees in the donut hole of the D, and I seen it look like a gas tank out in the field, out in the meadow, you know, in the grass out there in the belly high grass, and I walked as closer I got, and I realized it was some type of vehicle or something. You know, it was hardly anything left of it. The cowl and a couple panels underneath, and all. But after I salvaged that from the forest, and the forest cop told me I could keep it. I showed it to him, and he said, "Well, you can keep that." So I don't know if Forrest knew that they would that someone would be brave enough to take that thing out of there. Braving in the Wood. I was in the wood, the word D, the letter D, and that was a Model A. So I got a Model A for being into the D's. Yeah, he did. He's put out, like name the dog Willie. He told Bill Sullivan, Seattle Sullivan, he told him that I was good with an axe. And if you're good with an axe, you're the guy in that last drawing of the book. I've got him doing the George Washington hand gesture, the hand of God sign, doffing his hat, doing a hand God sign to me in a staged photo. You want your picture? Yeah, where's Forrest? Snap, picture's done, and Forrest, got his picture with his secret hand sign. Yeah, why not? I think Forrest met his master. Yeah. You had to, it's like I made my my kind of my logo thing was the fanatic with the omegas instead of the N's in his name, and you have to play the part. It's like Shakespeare. You play your part, and and 7 stages and the exit. 15 years times 7. Those are the 7, 15 years, the 7 stages. The omegas, that's like up in Buena Vista when you go through that set of tunnels. There's a straight road and there's like 5 tunnels in a row. And each end of each tunnel has an omega on it. And so it's entrances and exits going through them tunnels, And I have that one picture. I'm sitting in it. I didn't even plan that, whatever. I just had my GoPro behind me and on the stick over my shoulder, sitting in an arch with the sun behind me, and it cast the arch, the shadow of the arch and my shadow onto the next rock face, and there was a mirror image of me and the arch on the next rock over. One is reality and one's a spiritual, my shadow in the shadow of the arch. And that tied in with the Shakespeare's entrances and exits, and the arch is an omega. And there's a lot of spiritual, supernatural, as above, so below. First stanza starts with as, the last 2 stanzas start with so. As above, so below. Who's all Running Bear? Running Bear, hey, been to Uptown lately? Yeah. Yeah, I see Running Bear over at Uptown Grow Lab chat. Did you come from Uptown Grow Lab or Forrest Fenn Chase? Let's see what he says. Yep, or both. Oh no, but where did you start? Which one was first? The Uptown or the Fenn? Because I think there might be somebody over there at the Uptown Grow Lab that came over and got involved with the, see? And now you're in the Forrest Fenn treasure hunt. That's what Forrest, because you don't know what, what he did. It passed on to, and then I come on here and draw people from other things and bring people. And Forrest wanted to see how many lives he could influence. If he could influence as many lives as his father had influenced. And I'm wondering if eventually it's going to be, where they claim 4 or 5 people died looking for it. They weren't looking for it. That guy died in Utah. Forrest said it's not in Utah. So he can't, he wasn't even, no, he doesn't qualify for looking for Fenn's treasure. So that's not a death caused by Forrest Fenn's treasure. He wasn't in one of the treasure hunting states. Yeah, fanatic. Yeah. I mean, I was in real bad shape, you know, um, and it got me up there hiking hills and working my body out, and so I'm still moving along. I'm not dead yet, and I've got a prescription coming for oxygen for at night, and so hopefully that'll give me more energy in the daytime for searching, because I don't sleep good. I got my sinuses fixed and increased how much oxygen I get, but it didn't. It still drops down to like 80 at night, 75, 80. Each time I go out, I expect that. Well, I don't expect to find it. I'd be surprised if I found it. But each time I go out and don't find it, it pushes me more over to the side that this is a contest. He picks the winner. Uh, he gives title to the gold. He assigns the title. So, and he hasn't given anybody the title yet. And where do you assign? In your will or your trust or your living trust or your will. He's say, I give the title to my Jeep Cherokee to Shiloh. Shiloh's like, I'm trading that thing in. Forrest, might as well, um, throw in a little consolation prize for the winner and go get a new car. Go get a new rocket ship. And leave that with the treasure chest. He said he's gonna put something extra in it. One of them mid-engine Corvette. Forest green with gold leaf, 2 gold leaf flames, double blazes going over the top. And then gold metal flake, clear gold metal flake over the whole thing. Yeah, you see the sun come right through my window right there. It's hitting up here where my hand is. Oh. These I've had this for a few years. There's a Paul Santisi energy coin. It's quantum physics stuff, and there's toroidal field on that side and sacred geometry on this side, and what I've learned about this guy to make this coin the same time I learned about Fenn's treasure, and learn about this guy's meditations and stuff helps you program yourself to be the fanatic. I showed this to Forrest. This is neat. This is a piece of it's a piece of mammoth tusk. It's from a woolly mammoth from Siberia. See, it's kind of it's almost like like when you pull the meat out of the coconut, and it has that. That's kind of what the texture of that's like around the edge of the and the bone is smooth as hell. I had some good electricity going here. I got plans to do things and all, but the power tools, I'm limited how much I can run power tools and whatever. So that's cool. There's that dumbass alligator. The alligator. There's 300 alligators just 20 miles up the road here. There's a whole hot spring full of alligators up here. Where warm water's halt. You put your toe in it, the alligator might bite it. Just to cut his head off. Yeah, the Colorado Gator Park, Reptile and Alligator Park is right up here by the Great Sand Dunes. It's 10 miles from the sand dunes, I think, 10 or 15. It's kind of by Highway 17, near the UFO Watchtower. We got UFO Watchtower, alligators. We got a lot of stuff going on here. Sand dunes, hot springs. Looks like a coin. It might be. They found a hammer in a coal layer 300 million years old, and they found a hammer with a with the wood petrified. No, and they found a cast iron pot in a layer of coal 300 million years old. So there had to be somebody around to make them then. I've had alligator. The alligator that I got an alligator claw on my peace pipe right up here. And that alligator claw is from this thing right here. You see, it's in my hand. It's from an alligator that a friend of mine got, and he a taxidermist in Titusville, and he made that alligator claw little for a keychain or whatever. Gave that to me, but he also gave me like 5 pounds of alligator sausage, and that's alligator meat ground up with sausage. So sausage and alligator, and then I made so I had alligator spaghetti. It was really good. And the House of Blues in Orlando, they serve alligator. I'd get alligator and a marinade, dip. It's kind of like chicken. Well, I got 2 balls. 2 balls for what? You try reproducing with them? No. If you had eaten alligator but never chicken, would you say the chicken tastes like alligator? Yeah. Yeah, I heard rattlesnake tastes like chicken too. I know people that use Tel Togo that I bet you taste like chicken. And I watched a video yesterday as a talking magpie, and this magpie was trying to round up this crow to get this crow to go into his cage, and he's telling the crow, "Time to get ready for bed. Time to get ready for bed." Just magpies are all over Colorado. I've known they're smart. They're blue jay like. They're a very smart bird. They can talk very good. I don't think I could eat a snake. Yeah, I could. Um, and really, it might be something that's not that hard to find anyhow. All you gotta do is walk around, and if there's one under the rock, you go. Yeah, I tried to. I didn't get a picture of him. I thought because I had a GoPro on the end of the stick, but it was still too dark underneath the rock that he was under, so I didn't really see him, but you could hear him. And really, my stick, I had a 6-foot stick with a GoPro on the end, and so with my arm out and that stick, I was 8 feet away, so I was fairly safe. And they're small rattlesnakes that you find up here because they're at the upper limit of their altitude. Yeah, I bet they love it. And I got to go. There's supposed to be, a bunch of stuff going on the first week of April, the first before Easter. Like from my birth, it's supposed to be like an internet blackout or something coming, either the 31st to the 9th or the 1st to the 10th. And but I got a doctor appointment 120 miles away, and is that gonna for my sinuses, and is that gonna mess with me being able to get to that doctor, and and also will the strawberry fields be open when I go there? I have tough skin. I'll cry. Here where they have the alligators here, it's a tilapia farm, and they have a 2,000-foot hole, and so it's geothermally heated pools that stay 85 degrees all year long, and so there's alligators in the pools and tilapia fish, and the alligators are there to clean the dead tilapia out. It works really good for them. Yeah, so does Jack. Jack doesn't. He's he doesn't like being hurt. My granddaughter would hug him and squeeze his ribs the wrong way, and he gets in a defensive mode. Then it's like, don't do that to him. So we're trying to get the crocodiles do. Yeah, they have crocodiles down around Miami as saltwater crocodiles, and the golf courses have a problem because an alligator won't want nothing to do with you staying on land, but a crocodile come out, and it's a big crocodile, they can swallow you, and they pull golfers out of the stomachs of crocodiles. You want to see it now? It's 20 miles north of here. The Colorado Reptile and Gator Farm. Golfers. You can look up on YouTube the Colorado alligators, and they got videos. They have pictures on their brochure. The alligators out sunning sitting in the snow sunning. Jason, golfers. Yeah, all the Forrest story. even stuff that he doesn't have in drawing. It says in the poem, the end is in my drawings nigh, or the end is ever drawing nigh. He's saying the end is in the drawings. The drawings are on the canyon walls. And there's more stories on the canyon walls than he drew, like the teacher waking him up at his desk, and the slide at the school, and that type of thing. Yeah. Oh, it is. Yeah. Godzilla cries, believe me. Alligator. They cry. Yeah, the baby gators cry. There you go, running bear. Tell JJ about my peace pipe, running bear. See, there's that alligator claw right there. That's an alligator claw. Now I made this little arrowhead here. I made that one. Where's this thing? Get this thing hang back up. And I made the cord. This one is hung. It had a single strand, and I did one triple strand braided. And see, there's bones on there and more arrowheads, and a crystal arrowhead, medicine bag. Where's the dream catcher? Up here, the little dream catcher. Peace pipe, what? Scared? Peace pipe. Scared or sacred? This one I got from an Indian chief in one in New Hampshire. Where was it? Yeah, it was in New Hampshire. The Abenaki chief. Yeah. This one works really good. I was going to put fresh stuff in there. I get rid of what's in there first. Yay, who is he? Who is he? JJ? Sitting Bull. Yay. EA Sports. I like EA games. Like Need for Speed. That's a great fun game. You don't want to race on the street, you race on your computer. What they need is a video game where you go out. They got to adapt it, like, so you can go into Google Earth Street View and race on Street View. Wouldn't that be fun? Keep scooping some, putting in that. It doesn't seem to be filling up. There. Yeah. Here we go. Give the monkey some. It's actually these are gorilla cookies that is in the bowl. Running Bear, I have a sacred bundle to prepare. Uh, Coming from well me, Chief Averill, looking for horses need no. Yeah. Hey, Running Bear, have you seen Falling Rock? Yeah, or what the signs out here say watch for rocks and wildlife. Okay. So is wildlife, is that an Indian name? Somebody who's wild at life? Oh, that's a fresh one now. Yeah. And you see right in the end, you see that stainless steel pipe in there? Tube? There's a stainless steel tube. And it goes all the way up into here where it meets the glass stem. So that tube comes and meets the stem there. So I'm not, there's no wood or any, it's just a stainless steel tube going all the way through it. It wasn't in there when I got it. I added it because it wasn't functional. And what good's a peace pipe that's not functional, right? Captain Marvel, you're upside down. Oh, Wonder, thanks for sharing the insider tips of peace pipe. Yeah, yeah. If you see if I take this, see that pipe goes all the way. That goes all the way through it, and it stays really clear. I rarely have to clean it. To clean it, you just take the claw off and heat it up and then blow it out. or run a straight wire all the way through it, just you know. But yeah, I put that in, so it worked a hell of a lot better than I expected it would. Here's hold my bear. Rear. Yeah, you might as well type rear. Hold my rear. Coming in hot. 32 cal. Yeah, Forrest said that he took a 50 cal to the nose. And that Model A cowl I have has a 50 caliber hole in the nose. Boom. You know? And it was in the D of the wood. He prayed for D's. And it's a Model A. So if you find that, you get an A. Oh, that's not a Corona cough. A for Model A, yeah. His dad had a Model A, and or Georgia O'Keeffe, she did her paintings from the back seat of her Model A. It's a Ford, Miss Ford, and there's Miss Ford. There's the Buffalo Cowboys car is a Ford. His dad's sitting on a Ford. Georgia O'Keeffe had a Ford. And I think that's the Plymouth in the one with the teachers with ropes. It looked like a Plymouth in that. It's kind of like his 35 Plymouth. Peace water bong. No, I got even better. There we go. Look at that. Here we go. Right here. Dun, 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 dun. You know? Yeah. We'll just do it this way. Da, 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 da. B L A Z. It's a blazer. That's a blazer. Yeah. If you've been wise and found the blaze, look quickly down before you fall on your ass. No, it says a blazer. It's a Portland Trail Blazers. But yeah, so all I gotta do is get the ERS off it. Yeah, it's Blazers. So yeah, you just cover up now it's a blaze. And that's a cool little that's a nice little water pipe. I rarely use the papers because you're smoking wood and pulp glue or whatever, who knows. There's a shortage of blazers. Yeah, they ain't playing. Did I drink all that tea? Huh? One sip left in there. If you know the story, the truth is before you. There can only be one, which means the others is a representation of whom. Yeah. And some of you, while you're out there searching, whenever, you know, it's okay to travel and all that again. I was searching for Colorado caverns, right? To see it, because I've known about Wind Cave or Cave of the Winds. I don't know. I get there's one of them is up in South Dakota and the other one's in Colorado Springs or Manitou. If you can remember which one, Wind Cave, I think, is up in South Dakota, and Cave of the Winds is here in Colorado. But when I went to Cave of the Winds, that was like 1989, 1990. And anyhow, what came up was this the fairy caves. It was like I just found the fairy hills down here, and they're all sculpted out. There's figures in the rocks and people bending over butts and people laying down and people bodies. It's like the rocks, or it's like if you look at it, that rock's a head and there's an arm coming out of the ground and the feet are. It's all there, you know. Yeah, Cave of the Winds in Manitou, yeah, and then up in the Black Hills in South Dakota is Wind Cave. So I've been to both of them, and I've been to Lewis and Clark Caverns in Montana. I've been there, I think twice, 2 or 3 times. I can't remember. I can't remember if it's 3 times or I've been there at least twice, and I've been to Lehman Caves in Nevada near Ely, Nevada. I've been there, I think 3 times, and yeah, because I went with my family. I went with my family. I went with my parents the first time, wife and kids the second time, and third time with a girlfriend. His name will be. There's always an elevation of coast and casualties of war, alligators and casualties. Yeah, I'm wondering. I think Beowulf is up here at the Gator Park in Colorado here, and Elvis too. I bet they wear boots in there. Fairies wear boots. See, Hot Springs. Yeah, but there's so there's two cave tours there at Glenwood, or actually three cave tours. One of them you got to make reservations for, and you get down and dirty. You come out muddy because you're crawling around and going into through little spaces. And then there's two walking tours that are 40 minutes each, and I don't know if they're all part of the. You pay one price to get in the park, but they got a roller cut. They got a sled thing on a rail. Yeah, it's one person. You got handbrakes and stuff, and they strap you in it, and you go down the mountain, and then it pulls you back up to get off. But so they got a whole little amusement park and three different cave tours. And there's Kingsway, King's King of Kings tour or something, and the Fairy Cave tour. But in the guy just bought that property from some guy, and it had been closed for 80 years, and so it opened in the mid 90s. And so those caves are, if you didn't know about them, like I didn't know about, when I went to Glenwood, there were no cave tours, and now there are cave tours. So that's something, they've only been doing that 25 years. But I guess people that used to go in there had vandalized some of it, but there's still lots of, supposed to be a pretty interesting cave. And, the reason they call it Fairy Cave is because of all the figures in it, in the stalagmites and things. Silver thread. Yeah, the silver thread. Yeah. Yeah, the silver thread highway. The silver thread goes from the San Luis Valley up toward Aspen, or up toward Gunnison or something. And that highway makes an omega shape, or the canyon does. When you look at Google Earth, there's a giant omega there. And speaking of omegas, this is what I found at the end of the Rainbow Falls. Oh, here. Says Omega. Omega USA. So this is a professional, go climbing with. Davio knows what this one is. Yeah, and you can roll this up, and this little finger gets locked in there, and it won't come undone. But I've got a climbing belt for climbing telephone poles. So I can tie to a tree with my rope and use this and that belt to safely, get down the side of a hill. It's, if the hill's like that or something, I can use a rope to get up and down it. There's no drop and fall. But I have a rope to keep me from rolling down the hill. Go for it, Cappy. Cappy. Who's Cappy? What Cap? This is from lids. It's a lid bucket. One size fits all. That's not really true. If you got the biggest head, this thing's tighter than shit. Beetlejuice. Oh, did it do? Did Beetlejuice pop? There's a comet up like spilling out of the Big Dipper. There's a comet, spill out of the Big Dipper, and it'll look like it's falling from the Big Dipper down to the sun. It's gonna pass near. It's way north of the solar system, and it's gonna come in and pass near Mercury. So if people are saying that comet's not coming anywhere near Earth. It's going to pass through Mercury and be more visible southern hemisphere after that. You'd have to get up early in the morning, but you can see it while it's approaching that closest point to the sun. It's coming from up near the Big Dipper, and so if you look up where the Big Dipper is, and it's like spilling onto the horizon, it should be dropping down toward the sun. Oh, yeah, and there's been a lot of politically there's something the Kennedy grandchildren's were all singing timber, chop chop timber. You know, no, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. Blah blah blah, and what they're talking about is revenge is coming for the JFK killings. The people who organized that and stuff, it's all over for them. That's what this all dark delight and all that, the 10 days, this coronavirus thing is to keep everybody at home and away from where the action is, where the roundup of the criminal cabals and all the deep state people trying to run the government without government authority, basically. The employees of the government who are trying to take over the country for their own benefits. Like a lion. Yeah, all of that's happening. And the Easter, isn't that like the when they crucified him and he rose again, it's dark to light and all that stuff. It's a well, they say it's going to be biblical, and that's why you get the Kennedy kids doing that. And then Bob Dylan, the day after the Kennedy grandkids did this song, Bob Dylan comes out with a JFK assassination song, saying the same thing, that they're going to pay. It's going down now. That's why they want you to stay home. Don't go out there and because he says there's a war, invisible war, the invisible enemy. That's the big banks, the central banks and stuff. It's all going down. Yeah. Well, the light's we're not going to be slaves to the central bank anymore. Just when the Federal Reserve's already gone down. The federal government now owns the Federal Reserve Bank. It's not, the Federal Reserve Bank is no longer a private corporation. It's owned by the Treasury Department now. So that's just happened. So the federal government just took over the Fed. And because of that, the IRS is going to go down, because the IRS is another corporation that's not really the government. They're the tax collector for the Federal Reserve is all they are. And so when he's talking about delaying the tax, you don't have to do it April 15th. You got till July 15th. When July 15th, there ain't going to be no more IRS. God, these games up. The ends are getting these center. Oh, yeah. But Whoopi, what happened? Trump said, okay, yeah, we'll give the Kennedy Center that money, but we're firing Valerie Jarrett and Susan Rice. They're no longer on the board. And you know who's on the board there now? Mike Huckabee. and the guy who played Truman in Pearl Harbor, the actor. They're on the board of the Kennedy Center now. uh, why is everybody again? Nobody, I'm not against you, Captain Marvel. uh, um, that's the way the streets of heaven are paved with gold. EA. Yeah. And there's the Wizard of Oz and all that. And, and, and what's really interesting is the parallels with the chase and what's going on with this uh, invisible revolution. That's basically, if we have an invisible enemy, we're having an invisible revolution because the enemy is going down. Chop, chop. But the wizard was a fraud. No, he wasn't. Not necessarily. he was a street vendor. But the wizard had that crystal ball. His crystal ball is a whole lot like the stuff in the rocks. There, he gets more light. Maybe that'll be better for just turn on my LEDs. You really think that there is a parallel with the chase? Yeah. Forrest he told Bill Sullivan that I was good with an axe. So Bill Sullivan's afraid to come visit. But what Bill Sullivan didn't realize was that that's what good with an axe refers to. He said, Bill Gorman's pretty good with an axe. They said there's going to be a lot of people who are about to be arrested suddenly dying from corona because of their involvement in the pedophile rings and stuff. That the corona is an excuse for them to fake death and suicide or whatever. So we don't know what's show me the bodies. Show me the bodies. I mean, if this thing was as bad as they make it out, there'd be bodies all along the road. They'd be piling up. Be getting pretty damn stinky out there. and then the Mercy on its way up to New York City from Norfolk, Virginia, it went and it did a little curly Q in its route. It went. It made a Q sign. It did a circle out in the water on the way up there. They say they're going to be doing surgery on there, the surgery of people that don't have corona and stuff. What it is a surgical extraction. They're removing the virus, which is all the corrupt bankers and stuff in New York. They're putting them on the boat and they're taking them to Gitmo. They use it for transporting prisoners too. Sure as well. Yeah, I was looking at $1,200 extra. I could boost my solar power, or like right now, those lead acid batteries. The sun went down 20 minutes ago, and the power's off. I'm on batteries the device batteries, like my phone's battery, my computer batteries are running. So, you know, if I could get a couple of 12 or 24 volt lithium batteries that are that you know, that'd keep my computer and extra monitor and phone all going all night long if I wanted. A couple a couple 100 watts more of solar power up on the roof. When I bought this thing, there was 4 panels on the roof, and going between Albuquerque and Roswell, one of the panels blew off somewhere out there in the middle of nowhere. I was like, oh, I'm glad there was nobody on the road. If we give him what he wants, he will. Oh, with releasing, yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Constantly. Yeah. As I Forrest, if it's a contest, you know, you don't want to drag this into your 90s. Your 15-year thing. You know, it's time to let them know who the winner is. Drag that Facebook message over to my thing. Somebody sending me a video. I don't watch videos on my computer. Yeah. Yeah, and there are places, like Michigan, making it illegal to prescribe hydroxychloroquine to people for coronavirus. And so, yeah, this stuff, I'm going to cover up the doctor name, my stuff. But hydroxychloroquine, they're these are 200 milligram. I guess they give them, I take 400 milligrams a day, but I guess they do like 800,000 milligram dose for the virus. But it's you can't see the writing on it. That lens, unless maybe does it. I've seen people do that. If it can't see the face, it'll focus closer. But no. Okay. So I'm good if and the doctor on the news said that taking it as a regular will help prevent you from getting the virus in the first place. So there, I'm good with that, and I'm good with this kills the virus. Oh yeah, we can do that, huh? And it makes them glow. Yeah, this kills the virus. Help my nose heal faster too up there, right? But that's a nice UV light. You can find scorpions with it, like let's see, put on that. Oh, it is on there. Well, let's move it out. Then it's like the fluorescent colors don't do well on the fluorescent teeth do. Well, my glasses, I didn't know they had that shade. It is a little, there's a UV protection in my reading glasses, I guess. In his mind, he is the one. This is what he needs to believe. Yeah, I do the thing with, he has that Thoth figure from Egypt, and I found Thoth up there, up in there. You can stop along the road, and if you stop, there's like 10 feet of road, and you look up in between the trees, and up in the trees there, and there's Thoth riding on the back of an ibis, smiling, holding on. And I said, "Is that Forrest Fenn? Is that you fly fishing?" Because down in the well of the tree of life, I call it, giant tree. It's about 12 feet in diameter, at the base. And there's a stone shaped like a fish with the mouth open and a box looking like the treasure. And and there was a string hanging down in there from the guy riding the ibis, like he was fly fishing. He was fishing while he was flying. That's fly fishing. I said, Forrest, is that you fly fishing? Or, Forrest, is that you flying a giant bird? So, and Thoth is the one who the emerald tablets of Thoth. I gave Forrest a one of mine that I made. The one I have here is chain. I can't get it down, I don't think. Oh, maybe I can. I made some, and I gave one to Forrest for his Thoth figure that he has, because it's the emerald tablets of Thoth. He has that Egyptian Thoth. So that's the emerald tablets, and I have a video of making these, and I have enough to make some more of them. But I etched the emerald tablets onto it, and it's the backside. It's just shiny. See, you can see my screen. You see your chat right there. So, yeah. So I had found a picture of the emerald tablets, and I made a template to etch it, because you can't just take the picture. You have to make it a transparent picture, so you only etch the letters and you don't etch the rest of the plastic. So it's kind of like, doing pixel by pixel, cleaning it up so it would print. EA war is an illusion. Yeah. Well, this war is going to be bloodless, except for the ones that there's going to be a lot of them people that don't want to go to Gitmo, and they're going to put a bullet in their head. That's the only blood going to happen. My 5th great grandfather, Ethan Allen, he took Fort Ticonderoga single-handed with no bloodshed. He knocked on the door of the commander of the fort with his blunderbuss and sword and demanded possession of the fort. And the guy's in his nightgown with his wife right there. You can have the damn fort. and so, yeah, he was, he took it from the English. It was 1775. It's like one of the first moves of the revolution. How much an illusion the Holocaust was. I don't know. The Russians supposedly killed a lot of people too. And when they talk about the white people coming over here and killing off the Indians, there was a lot of Indian activity that caused a lot of that too. Like my 5th great grandfather, Colonel James Rogers, his brother Richard Rogers, who had long blonde hair, had died from smallpox and was buried at Fort William Henry. And the French Allied Indians came down from Canada and dug his body up at Lake George, Fort William Henry, and took his scalp after he died from smallpox, and that spread smallpox all over that tribe from bringing that scalp from somebody that died from smallpox. So it wasn't always, yeah. Um, but and then the ones that say the white man killed all the Indians and stuff, they what do you want to do? Have a war and kill all the white people? That's what they want to do. They want to kill all the white people. You know, it's always one side or the other. But the Hopis say the white people came out of the ground here, that they were here before, that men with beards made those things, you know, and they migrated over to Europe from here. They left here, and you know, everybody went east. Everybody's chasing the rising sun. The little girl from India is closer than K-Pro. The little girl from India is closer than Candy. But Candy is closer than K-Pro. I say that because Candy's knows Colorado's the you know, she's leaning to Colorado. She knows the Colorado stuff, and she's right about that Colorado stuff. The Red Sea, the Moses is in Colorado. That's where I found Moses. Moses is the Leo Salazar told Forrest Fenn that's where Moses received the Ten Commandments. And so Moses is up there, and Leo's carving a wooden Moses for Forrest, modeled after the one up there on halfway up the 1,000-foot karst at the Blaze. Moses is the Blaze, and Moses says, "From my cold dead hands, you can't have it till I'm dead. I'm taking it with me. Nobody's going to stumble on that treasure chest because I have to give title to the gold. You can't just take it." You know, I give you title to the gold. You don't give yourself title to the gold. You can wish for it. But I've been given all the signs and everything. It's just it's more reality to me than you know. And even in his scrapbook, it's just stay at home, Bill. Stay home, Willie. Let's stay at home and wait it out. It's really easy to be sorry and lasts a long time. But I might go do so I'm going to go to I got a morning appointment at the neurologist, and I might go up and do a little search in my area. Yeah, I'll be alone, you know, and if anybody says, "Hey, what are you doing over there?" I'm alone. I'm distancing. What lasts a long time? Yeah. Really, yeah. Let's just stay home and wait it out. It is really easy to be sorry, and it lasts a long time. Being sorry lasts a long time? Yeah. Hard to do much anagram with sorry. But yeah, the name of the book, The Thrill of the Chase, the thrill of finding that arrowhead and wondering what these people did when they, the guy made it. Where did the rock come from, and how did they get it from there to there, and what did they kill with it, and the stories that it tells. Like, I'm sure my little Pueblo and multi-tool here, it's a hand axe, it's a knife, it's a arrowhead skinner, or an arrow stick skinner. It's for taking this notch here is what you put your pencil. Okay, colored pencil's okay. Oh, so you got your, that's what they'd skin their sticks for their arrowhead with this little notch here. That little notch is for skinning the wood on the arrowhead. So the universe is God. The universe. This whole big electrical field, the universe, it's God. It's 100% of everything is what God is. and we're just a little fraction. You're a fraction of the whole. Testing pretty hard right now. Testing who? To each their own. That's it, Bill. That's it. That's about all we got, huh? But oh yeah, I wanted to look up about Bella. I wonder if Bella, what was her name? Was the story about Bella before the story about? The politician, the liberal activist, and he has that hand symbol. There she is. Right here, and this table, the George Washington portrait, has a table with a couple things on it. This hand sign, this is the same hand sign. This hand sign is the hand of God, and I had to hand it to her. She was all right. This hand, he was holding on to his money. He's holding on to the money. I'm giving it to you, but I'm holding on to it. He's holding on to the treasure. He's given the hand of God. He was guided by the hand of God. And here, what secret does she see? The hand? She's got a secret. She's hiding. She's trying to hide something. You know what I mean? But Bella, what's her last name? Because I started looking it up and I stopped for some reason. So what do I have to find? Oh, Abzug. So I want to look that up, right? Where do we find on Bella Abzug? Oh, there's a dog at the door. Well, there are better pictures of her. Oh, No, she was a House Representative, so she was a Congresswoman. That's history. So she was in the House of Representatives. Wasn't just an activist. We gotta let Jackie in. Hang on, I get let Jackie in. Come on, come on. Dum dum. Good, come on. Because I ain't coming in until you got a treat ready for me. Here. Come over here, Jack. Come on. Come here. Come here. I'll give you this. Come on. You come over here? Come on. Okay. So she's a representative from New York. I thought he met her in L.A. Feminist, civil rights advocate. She died in 98. So a lot of the people he's mentioned had died, you know. Like Leo Salazar, the guy that showed him where Moses received the Ten Commandments and carved the wooden Moses. He died in 1991. So that was after Forrest. So he was probably showed Forrest where Moses was about the time Forrest had cancer and stuff. And then Leo Salazar, he just suddenly died. They don't know what, you know, and Forrest is suddenly cured of cancer. Did they trade places? I haven't found any pictures of Leo Salazar yet. But I was always wondering what Leo Salazar looked like, you know, if he looked something like Forrest, you know, if there are these two people, you know, did they trade places or what, you know? He's chewing his treat, but he picked up a chunk of his own fur. Come here, Jack. Come on. You're going to eat that, huh? It's your fur. He's trying to get rid of it. Is he scared EA away? Hey, Joe, you just got here? We've been going 2 hours and 13 minutes now. All rise. Yeah. Yeah, they don't get the joke. We've been cutting down trees. Come here, Jack. Come here. I'll grab that piece of fur out of your mouth for you. He's still trying to fight. It's like, you know, you got a hair stuck in the corner of your mouth or something. Yeah. Whisker. Come here, Jack. Come here. His block book. His black book. I don't know. What's a monkey think? I had to put a motor in his mouth, right? Oh, I could probably rig up one of them flexible hand grabber things up through the back of his head and just remote puppet him. Yeah, biblical stuff happening. You should have a birthday. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. It's better than being isolated. Salazar, Izar. Oh no, Salazar. All A's, no I, and a Z instead of an S. Salazar. Leo Salazar, Taos, New Mexico. So Taos is close here. So Leo, Forrest come up with Leo, and they went up here together. So this is someplace close for Leo Salazar and Forrest. And if he's going to go as far as Taos, then this part of Colorado is right in the backyard. I can go down to Taos and have dinner if things were open. Nobody's open. Yeah, I put that back. I was wondering if I hung my pipe back on the wall after giving it some good use earlier. I got this thing here too. It's just so weird to go there. Can I get it off of there without bringing a bunch of stuff down? How many things on the hook? Rubber bands, electrical tape. And a gold chain. That was my eagle. Turn it that way. Yeah, it's a nice, that's a real gold chain. I've had that for 20 years or so. This is one of them. You're talking about the Fairy Hills and the Fairy Caves. I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah. Big, huge balls, Captain. Yeah, she's got balls. Yeah. I don't know. From what I know, Captain Marvel is a female captain with no balls. One time I accidentally did that Good, Bad, and the Ugly or whatever, Fistful of Dollars. Leo Salazar, Talisman, Mexico, rare holy. Religious wood, yes. That guy, he carved Moses for Forrest. And he said that Leo said that's where Moses carved, or that's where Moses received the Ten Commandments. And he said it like some kind of omnipotent religious guru. And Leo Salazar is the only person that Forrest Fenn called an omnipotent guru. And then on Jenny Kyle's thing, Forrest Fenn said success is an omnipotent guru. So success is somebody who knows where Moses received the Ten Commandments. And I know where Moses received the Ten Commandments. I found the blaze. I looked down. My quest is over. But there's a whole lot more of these symbols out there. Yeah, and I found all the way to the end. I know about the double blazes. There's a blaze at each end. There's one at the Home of Brown, and there's one down there past Tired and Weak at the Stout-Hearted Men and the Gypsies. There's a better way to explain. There's either end of the blaze. Maybe Stout-Hearted Men is the title or something. I don't know. But the teacher in the school books, and I found the father and son sitting the Rockwell thing in several. That's a real typical thing of two people sitting in chairs facing each other. They have a lot of them symbols, and if you look at the Egyptian gods, what are they sitting in chairs, right? And Enki sitting in a chair with his staff, and it's this is where the all religion started here, and it went to Europe. It didn't come from there and go. It came from here first. This was where it was before the Great Flood. They said it couldn't flood the mountains. It flooded out the port city of Atlantis down on the coast, on the Gulf Coast. I think it's somewhere in the Gulf of Mexico is where you find the city, that island city. Marvel, correct, but it was not that way. I read. That's how I read on. And Gabriel showed me how it was locked in the basement for fear of long. You know, in the basement, when he says it's not associated with a structure, when you build a structure, the basement is the foundation. And you build a structure on a foundation. The foundation is not the structure. So it can be in the basement of a museum where he said they put things like his treasure. It just be in the basement of the museum and nobody ever see it again. That's where it is. And unless you got the hand of God from Forrest. And it passes on when he dies. I need to watch the great master carver Pat Barella house. Yeah. I've got some neat. I got to get. I need electricity. I need electricity 24 hours a day of, where I can plug a power tool in and go. Because, I get my Dremel, and this would make a neat little jewelry piece because it's already a little triangle thing, and it's flat on all four sides. Well, it's got four. It's got five sides. So to stand up and his work is found. Yeah, his stuff is in the church down here in San Luis too, and all over. And you can find it on eBay. There's some of his wood carvings on eBay, $200-300. Forrest said he paid $350 for Moses, and you can buy his stuff for $350 on eBay. Maybe that's what I should do. With my $1,200, buy them up and then sell them for more. That's Alice Cooper right there with the hand. This Alice Cooper took that picture. This is my great-great-grandparents. That's me and a snowman. I think my kid is in the picture too. Yeah, he's covered up by the other picture next to it. His work is found. Yeah. Leo Salazar died in 91. And there you go with two can keep a secret. That's where Moses received the 10 Commandments. If Leo Salazar died in 1991. So Leo Salazar told Forrest that's where Moses received 10 Commandments. That's the blaze. And then he died in 91, took the secret with him. Yeah, I try and get $20 for my prints. And that I thought of printing them, if I could print them on or could paint them, if I could project it onto the canvas and paint over the picture, instead of having AI paint it, I could paint what's in the picture. But I'd want to be kind of accurate. I like the accuracy of the AI painting it. Yeah, so Bella, she made it to 78 years old. She died in 98. 92nd, 93rd, and 94th Congress. 71 to 77. Russian Jewish immigrant, the daughter of a Russian immigrant. And Bella Savatsky in Bronx, New York. Law school, 1940. So she was a lawyer. And then I thought they made a law in the 1800s that lawyers couldn't be in Congress. It's already green. Catch my heart and paint it green. All you gotta do is put a little paint spray nozzle on. Just plug one of them in there and airbrush it. Give yourself a little paint enema and put a little airbrush on your ass. I think they're going to force that to go through. When on Easter, there might be a lot fewer people in Congress, and they're recounting the new. Yeah, that's one thing. The census didn't ask where we're born or nothing, but it should have. It let you put what your nationalities were. So I'm Scotch, Irish, German, but Austrian, German, Dutch. That line, but probably more Irish and Scotch. Oh no, you can go online and do it. Census.gov. That's what I did. I did mine online, and it puts so I did it and it says, "What's your birth date?" and but March 31st, right? And it says, "What will your age be on April 1st?" It's like they go by the day right after my birthday. Yeah, catch up with Davio. I'll be as old as Davio on, but I'm not an April Fool. Swizz what? Switzerland. You live in a camper now? Yeah, you can go online and do the census. I'm pretty sure. I have I live in my RV here. Ain't neighbor for half a mile. But my answer would be human from Earth. Yeah. Yeah, well, it's, they let you be white or what nationalities you can add on there, but actually I'm American. I'm 100% American. I have ancestors that came here on the Mayflower and even came here with Captain Smith before the Mayflower in 1608. So my family's been here over 400 years. and some of their wives were already here because from Cherokee blood, because of my ancestors that came to Jamestown. They didn't bring a lot of women with them. Yeah. Well, there were white slaves. I had a lot of Irish slaves. I got a lot of Irish blood. But my family came over. My Irish ancestors were part of the McGregor clan. They were Scotch Irish and stuff. And Rob Roy McGregor is my first cousin. He's the first cousin of my seventh great grandfather. and so the reason they came over was, the king was pissed off at McGregor. Well, your family, you're a bunch of rebels and stuff, but we'll let you live if you go over to America. If you go away to America, we'll let you live over there, but you can't stay here. The king will kill you. Not much. Yeah. Carver. Yeah. Doug Carver, his family bought land with money that my family borrowed from the crown. And my family went to prison for that money that he bought the land with. Robert Rogers went to debtor's prison for all that money that Jonathan Carver took for the expedition over the Northwest Passage, up the Missouri River to the Shining Mountains, and down the Oregon River to the Pacific Ocean. That was supposed to be, Jonathan Carver was supposed to do that, not Lewis and Clark. And Jonathan Carver, he took the money and he took all the goods that were to trade for the journey to the Pacific Ocean and traded it for a bunch of land in Wisconsin. And the movie The Haunting at Summerwind is about Jonathan Carver's ghost coming and trying to get the title for the deed for the land that he had got from the Indians with the goods that Robert Rogers had borrowed from the crown. Yeah. And my great-great-grandfather, it's in this guy right here, he went to the Civil War with the Screaming Eagle, the Wisconsin 8th Infantry Screaming Eagle. He played the fife that the Eagle loved to hear him play Yankee Doodle. That was my great-great-grandfather that did that. Was playing Yankee Doodle. And that's why he's in the picture with the Eagle at Vicksburg. There. Get rid of that. So, let's see. Well, I made that art. Where's the photos? Switch this around. So this is a Facebook page. So Old Abe the Screaming Eagle. So, well, this is a picture I just changed the background, the sky. I changed the sky. But that's this second guy, this guy right here, that's my great-great-grandfather. And this is Old Abe the Screaming Eagle. And that's Ed Homiston, Ambrose Armitage. I think I know that guy's name, but they know Myron Briggs. That's who that is. And then there's these other four guys. They don't know their names. But that's the flag of the Wisconsin 8th Infantry. I kind of made a digital one and put it in the sky. But I took that picture and made this one with it. This is Wisconsin Monument at Vicksburg, and I put the eagle up there and kind of separated them the color guard from the Eagle. Screaming Eagle coin. I got that one. I've got that. It's a 2-ounce silver coin. So I made that. So see, these are other people that are related to people that were in the 8th Infantry. It's my great-great-grandfather. This is my great-great-grandfather. And this is the first cousin of his wife. This guy died in the Battle of Nashville. And my great-great-grandfather, he got shot at Lake Shikot. He got shot at Lake Shikot through the left arm and entered his left shoulder with a 58 caliber mini ball and came out from his right shoulder blade all the way through him. And he laid there for 3 days before a general found him. He said, if you give me your hand, I'll help you up, soldier. So there's the other. See, I put a new crisp flag in the picture and kind of use the old black and white picture, colored them, and made a new picture with them, you know. Oh, okay, turn around. Yeah, I need to see my notifications and stuff. So that's one of my ancestors. Another ancestor of mine was this. He was a Major Daniel Flynn Chase, and he was a New York artillery, and he commanded the artillery at Vicksburg. And before his steamship landed at Vicksburg, you know, he was sleeping on the boat on the way there. He had a nightmare that he was shot while he was on his horse. And so before he got off the boat and went ashore to go to battle, he had to have a new will written because he, you know, that dream he had scared him that he was going to get killed while he was on his horse. And he didn't ride it. He wouldn't ride his horse at Vicksburg. he went on, he walked everywhere. And he survived that and lived to be 98 years old or so. Thanks. Thought I had a picture of him because I found a picture of him in a archive. I found a picture, and when I found the picture, he looked just like me, like the one that commanded the artillery, Daniel Flynn Chase. And there was a story about him. There was, I guess they were in St. Louis or something, or somewhere, or maybe it was in Ohio. They were in Columbus or something, or there's some, and the troops were sleeping in the street in hammocks and stuff, and he's out there sleeping in a hammock. And there was a gunfight went on, and he slept through it. He slept through the gunfight. So, plant seed and watch it grow. Nice work. Tires of this shit. Tires of this shit. What shit? What shit? You shit in the sheets? You shit on your sheets. Banning Mills, Georgia. I got a friend down there in Cleveland. He's got a place in Dahlonega too. I stayed there with my RV for a couple of weeks down in Georgia, And then I went to Tennessee and stayed there for a couple of weeks. And then I went over along the Missouri River by Fort Lewis and Clark, is it? Fort Lewis, um, on the other side of the river from Fort Lewis. I thought I lost. Wow. Yeah. There's one of the stories that one of my ancestors, his real father was named Tubbs, and he paid Gorman to marry Esther Meade because Tubbs had died in the Mexican War, and that would have been the Alamo. I wonder if there was a Tubbs at the Alamo because my great grandfather won in the Civil War, whose father was might have been this Tubbs guy. He was born in 1845, so it had to be a war that was going on in 1845 for that story to be true, for his real father to have been killed in the Mexican War. Good for Rhode Island. Yeah. Rhode Island's throwing the people from New York out. They're not allowing people from New York to be in Rhode Island. They're going to have things about what state. It's like if you're from Colorado and you pass through Kansas, you're going to get stopped because they think everybody from Colorado is carrying weed. Most of us are. Where did it went? What time is 15 people watching? Oh, that's not the time. We only need one rock to say the giant. Play the giant alive. It's supposed to be the tool to help send the messenger. This place on Google Earth, there are faces and animal symbols all carved out of the forest and stuff. The word wood. The one guy on a slide got pictures of. There's one of my favorite pics here. Success is an omnipotent guru. Look that one up on Jenny Kyle's page. And then read page 105 of Once Upon a While about, well, here's Moses. And he says, that's where I can keep my secret. Where? That's where. That's where. Or I can, as I got alone in there, I can keep my secret where. My hair. Oh, I feel like I got electrocuted. That's why I wear a hat. That's much better. and there's a big patch back there. There's nothing. Yeah, it seems I'm getting a little more back there. So I get my vitamins right. Maybe my hair will grow back. if I get the treasure, I can go join the hair club. So mosquitoes carry malaria. They're going to be a problem. Oh, you know what? I was thinking if this virus is probably related to malaria, and that's how it was formed. So there's going to be mosquitoes carrying it because the medicine is used for malaria. This is illegal in Michigan. But no, it is not really, because I have a prescription for it. And it's not prescribed for the virus. It's prescribed for arthritis, lupus, autoimmune problems, aching joints, and with the nerves, and it relieves the cramped muscles and stuff. So you get rigid with what I got. You get rigid muscles, and it makes my legs so they're not like steel. 30 days. I've been getting these for 5 years. That's why I have a few extra. So 30 days. Oh, yeah, Joe. What I was saying is they're not allowing them to prescribe it for coronavirus, but you can still prescribe it for lupus or arthritis. So there is a loophole. You can get prescribed for arthritis or autoimmune, malaria. Yeah, they said you can't, they can't prescribe it for the virus, so you just prescribe it for another condition. The loophole. So because you want everybody in your area cured anyhow. His third eye. I ain't got no third eye. Must be ingested with herb. Oh, okay. Yeah, he told me not to take some of my thyroid medicine. Don't take that with calcium. I'll put my eagle up there. And there's, you notice the F-100 hanging there. Oh, that's a little bone wolf thing. That's someone gave me this Purple Heart. I didn't get injured and earn it in battle or anything. I guess the guy died, and the guy cleaned the place out, gave that to me. So if there is somebody that I think if they've lost theirs, they can get them replaced too. But you know. Maybe if Forrest wants, I'll give this to Forrest if he wants to have it cemented into his gravestone or something, so as a spare, you know. But somebody, if Forrest put any ornaments on his gravestone, probably gonna get vandalized, like Eric Sloan said. Somebody gonna come along. Somebody who didn't get the treasures gonna come by and spray paint "fuck you" on his tombstone. you know. Some pissed off searcher would do that. So I think you know how they got the microchips and they could put all this data on a microchip. That your tombstone is maybe just a simple tombstone, and there's a microchip in it that you could take your phone and go up next to it and read the story of the person's life right out of the microchip that's in the tombstone with pictures and everything. You could have a electronic device inside the stone and use your phone to read all of the person's life story. Wow. Must be Irish. Right? I think, cranberry Polish. Oh, yeah. Yeah, my great great grandfather lived to be 99, and my great grandparents were both 92. That's the $1 million idea. Yeah. Yeah, or yeah, just have it on a chip. It's good forever. Sealed away from the elements and all. Irish name Cameron. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, my James Rogers came from Dublin, Ireland in 1726 to Nutfield, New Hampshire. Smear the whole lot easier than being dumb, blind, and deaf. Yeah. Supposed to be a whole new world. Look at the Federal Reserve is all now property of the United States Treasury. There's no more Federal Reserve. Oh, that's cool. I'd love to go to the Guinness thing. And with a name like Gorman, I'm welcome in Ireland. Gorman's an Irish name, except the Gorman in my family was a William Gorman who came to Hartford, Connecticut in 1747 from London. My sinuses is my voice changing any from my sinuses? It seems it is. Freeze to help. Yeah. Yeah, I get the ads for O'Gorman stuff and all that. But it's when the one in my family he came from London and he didn't have the O. So I don't know. And they say Gorman was the guy who caught the lions for the Colosseum for the gladiator games. And Gorman captured the lions and the gore for the gladiators. EA, is that tulips between your eyes? There's a rose. I saw mammoth gin and yeah. I watch this girl digging Dawn or something. She's this girl in England that goes out metal detecting, and so she was making some type of gin pie or thing with had gin custard and raspberry on the bottom, and then the custard, and was supposed to put coconut, shaved coconut on top. And she got there and she didn't have any coconut. She thought her bag of flour was a bag of coconut. But she's a real funny girl. But yeah, she had the gin in the blue bottle, or the blue gin. And actually, the quinine is in tonic water. So you'd have to drink 3 2-liter bottles a day or something. But just, if all you drink is gin and tonic, hey, you're getting the cure for the virus. Everyone has X candle. Use it. Yeah. And where'd it go? There it is. This is the other thing that kills it. UV light kills the virus. So yeah, you should be able to kill the virus with the UV light. So you just keep your hands under it a while. Little X-ray. Yeah, it doesn't hurt me. Yeah, yes, you are. Yes, you are. Is that a blaze or a light or a candle or a torch? My father's been busy lighting candles, some of them at both ends. So how many blazes are there? If you're going to have some lit at both ends, and they're some, so they're not most. Most are not lit at both ends. So there are more that are single blazes than there are double blazes. Yeah, and he is she, and we are all together. See how they run, see how they run. I'm flying. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot where we were going there. But the Forrest Fenn's Thoth thing and all that, it's about the beginning of creation, and he threw the whole frickin' Noah's Ark is in his treasure hunt. We are all one together. That's what it is. Yeah. Never stop burning eternal light. Yeah. Thoth was the architect. They call him the architect of the universe. He had the gift of flight. He was the Ezekiel of the ancient past. He had been out to the stars. He knew about Jupiter and all the moons of Jupiter and all that before there was a telescope, because he was the wizard, the magician. He did a lot of astral projection. He out of body is maybe how he got up there, but he was a master of the supernatural. Thoth, Thoth, Thoth. Look up the emerald tablets of Thoth. I hung that back up there. Thoth is the ibis-headed god. Thor is a substitute for Thoth. Thor and Thoth, and it's mythology. It's about the mythology and the ancient wisdom. Is Thor is one of the ancient gods. So is Thoth. And Anubis is the ancient god. He's the god of the dead. Thoth is the scribe and the god of wisdom, because he wrote everything down. Thor, Thoth, no, it's Thoth. Thoth. There's Thoth is a friend of mine, Bill Thoth. I know a guy named Thoth. I said, oh, I wonder if you're descended from Thoth. They just dropped that H on there. Hang on a second, I get my Thoth. He's on my headboard. That's Thoth. So that's Thoth. We'll put him over here. And they always carry this medicine bag. This is but some of it's a medicine bag that they're carrying. And this one he does have that's his belt, I guess. He doesn't have a staff. Need to make him one, because Forrest Fenn has a staff with his. He's got two sides. And I like the jewels in the. He's got this stuff in there. Oh yeah, Osiris. Okay. Besides Osiris's penis being George Washington's monument, Forrest has a scrapbook or a story on his on Dale's site about Osiris's penis, right? And they could never find that, and so they made him a golden phallus, So they made him a golden dildo, and whatever. But I found the Osiris figure sitting with his feet in the riverlet. We'll call it a riverlet because it's not the primary river. And he's holding his penis. And so I not only found the blaze, I found Osiris's penis. Why do they make a monument like that? What? Of Osiris holding his penis? They have monuments of people having sex. And there's a monument of women, they're bent over and all this. You see their legs coming down the side of the cliff and their butt at the top, and the guy's standing there looking at it. Washington's monument. Why is Washington monument? The obelisk represents Osiris's penis, and that's what Washington's monument is, an obelisk. It's a phallus. Like George Carlin says, they got bigger dicks, bomb them. Had to look underneath under the griddle to the teapot on the back burner. Yeah, Washington's monument is Osiris's penis. That's a man thing, Captain. Omnificent. It's the omnificent penis. Oh, dear God. But why? Masonic, right? Yeah. There's a lot of, even this, which end is it? This end. No. Where'd it go? There's one. There's an F. There's an F. I don't know if it's showing backwards for you or forwards. And I think there's one on the end. Is that? Oh, one on this end, right there. First one there. Yeah. He who has the biggest one is in control. So Washington's still in control. They haven't built any bigger ones there. Oh, gee, didn't make their rules. Their rules were made by man. Yeah. And how long? 3 hours. I think I've done enough. I think I've done enough. Let somebody else have the rest of the night. 9 o'clock just about here. We'll go another 4 minutes. That makes sense. Get a hold of the Trojan. They can make one for the Washington Monument. It's pretty crazy. Well, tell me what you know about the Masons. I know that my fifth great grandfather, when he became the mayor of the first English mayor of Quebec, signed the paperwork with his Masonic pen, and yeah, the Rogers Rangers. My fifth great grandfather was Colonel James Rogers. His brother was Major Robert Rogers. The Rogers Rangers of the movie Northwest Passage, which Lewis and Clark went on the expedition following Robert Rogers' instructions to take the Missouri River to the Shining Mountains. From there, it's a 20-mile carry to the Oregon River that leads to the Pacific Ocean. And so my ancestors wrote the instructions for Lewis and Clark. He published it in a petition to the king for an expedition up the Missouri. That Jonathan Carver, so he got all the money and the goods and all that were to trade for the expedition, and Jonathan Carver took it and traded it to the Chippewas for a bunch of land up in Wisconsin. And then Robert Rogers got hauled to prison for that. and Doug's family lived high in the hog off it. Yeah, I got my throat's dry. So yeah, I've had enough for today. I gotta get a new cup of tea. Oh, geez. Yeah. His father and his brother were WMF, and if you were stamping license plates, WMG is the next one. I'm WMG. They were WMF. So, keepers are great on. Drink a lot of water. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just because I smoked and I haven't had nothing to drink really since that. I had good breakfast. So, have a great night. You too. Yeah, I'll be back next Sunday. I might pop on for a little bit on my birthday Tuesday. I'm no April Fool. Where's the X? Okay, we'll see y'all later. Me and Thoth will still be here. Both.